What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Scorpio sun sign friends. If you were born between the dates of October 23rd and November 21st, then you are a Scorpio sun sign, and this video is for you. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look ahead to the month of July to see what July has in store for us. We're going to be using the Super 8-Bit Tarot. And we're going to be doing something a little bit differently today. Usually I'll shuffle the cards on camera, but I decided to try something new. I have already laid the cards out, and I really would appreciate your feedback on whether or not you like this new style. Do you prefer the shuffling or do you prefer the non-shuffling? So put those in the comment section. I'd love to hear your response to that. So since we're ready to go, let's jump right into it. What we're going to do is look at these cards individually first and then see what they have to say as a whole. And the first card we're going to look at is this one, and it represents the energies of last month, so the energies of June. And we've got the World card. And it seems to me that generally speaking for Scorpios, a lot of us are experiencing kind of the closing of a chapter in our lives. And you know, this is a general reading for a large group of people, so figure out what it means for you. But I do feel as though something has ended, or something was ending. You know, it's not a finite thing. It doesn't happen overnight. But slowly, some phase of your life has ended in June. And, you know, like I said, the chapter has come to a close. And so it feels like something ended, and so a new phase can begin. And yeah, like I said, it's going to be different for everyone, but this could be a relationship, this could be a job, this could be a hobby, this could be a way of thinking. It could be a lot of different things, but something is changing, or in June, something began to change, right? Something ended, so this is basically the gist of it. Okay, this card here represents the current present energies, and we've got these Seven of Cups. And the feeling I'm getting here is kind of indecision as a result of, you know, being on the precipice of a new phase. And, you know, whenever a new phase comes up and we're not 100% sure what it is, you know, that's going to lead to some indecision. That's going to lead to some questioning, not being sure which way to go, not being sure which place to focus our energy on. And that's what I'm getting for right now for a lot of Scorpios is just being unsure of things. You know, maybe feeling passionately about a lot of different things, but, you know, we only have a certain amount of time or energy to place into things, so we have to, like, kind of pick and choose where we want to spend our time. So I think this symbolizes a time of kind of indecision, of not being sure of maybe what the next phase is. You know, one phase comes to an end, and then the next phase we're like, whoa, that was unexpected, that was sudden. What now? That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. This card here represents the energies of next month, so the energies of July for my Scorpio friends, and we've got the Four of Coins. I'm seeing a little bit of selfishness here. You know, when you look at this card, this is a guy hoarding his cash, and I don't see. It's not selfishness as far as selfishness is a bad word. That's not what I mean. But maybe focusing too much on money. I think July, a lot of us are going to be concerned about money. We're going to be focused on money, and there might be even a little bit of fear entering, where we fear that we won't have enough money, or, you know, we don't have enough to pay the bills, or maybe just so much focus on money that's all that we can see. We're seeing dollar signs, and as a result, we kind of, you know, we get kind of stingy with it, right? When there's fear of not having enough, you don't really feel inclined to share. So I think holding on too tightly, and I do say money, but I also mean anything that money can buy, anything you can physically, tangibly touch. This could be food for you. This could be something you collect. This could be, you know, it could be anything that money can buy. You know, the coins represent physicality. So, yeah, I would caution against that in July, going too far into that energy. Let's see what the other cards have to say, see what kind of advice we can give. So, this card here represents what to hold on to in the month of July for my Scorpio friends. We've got the Queen of Wands. To me, this card is saying take charge, be assertive, do things that are in alignment with the highest good. You know, there's plenty of people out there who take action that's in alignment with their self and their self only. And I think this card is saying, think about the highest good. Think about everyone involved. And not just in your your goals and aspirations, but also in your daily day-to-day life. Like, are you doing things that benefit everyone? Are you doing things that are in alignment with love and light, or are you doing things that are more in alignment with some negative energies like selfishness, that sort of thing? So I think that's something to really focus on, is taking action from a place of love for all things, realizing that we're all connected, and if you do harm to someone else, you're doing harm to yourself. If you show love to someone else, you're loving yourself, and vice versa. So think about that and make sure you're taking inspired action from the highest good, the highest place this upcoming month. All right, this card here represents the biggest hurdle or biggest obstacle that you're likely to face in the month of July, and we've got the Ten of Swords. And I think what this is saying is that you're going to be your own worst enemy. Maybe your ego is going to be your own worst enemy, is a better way to put it. Look at this guy. Look at this guy too. He's come to his wit's end, and it's because of his own ego thoughts. All these swords represent his own negative ego thoughts. So I think self-doubt, worry, anxiety, fear, these things are going to get in your way this month. I think they're going to lead to this Four of Coins energy, fearing the future, fearing not having enough. These fears are invented by our ego mind. And our ego mind is nothing more than a collection of programming that we've accumulated our whole lives. It's not coming from the heart. Fear doesn't come from the heart. Fear comes from the mind. And the mind, is watching CNN and saying, oh my goodness, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is plummeting. I'm going to lose all my stocks. I'm not going to have enough money. We're going to go starving. I'm going to become homeless, And these are all fears being projected into the future. And these are all fears that are holding you back from experiencing the most that this present moment has to offer. So as you go about your month this month, as you go about your life this month, try to pinpoint those negative ego thoughts and just nip them in the bud, turn them into positivity as much as you possibly can. All right, this card represents what to let go of in the month of July. We've got the Sun card. I think this card is saying don't expect so much. I think that's kind of what leads to this Four of Coins, when our expectations are so high and reality doesn't meet those expectations. That sends us into a negative place of negative energy. So I think this card is saying manage your expectations. If at all possible, have no expectations. Right? The person who has no expectations is pleasantly surprised by everything, okay? Pleasantly surprised by everything. But the person who's got such high expectations is woefully disappointed by everything. So I think that you need to lower your expectations. I'm not saying you shouldn't dream big. I'm not saying you shouldn't manifest reach for the stars. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am saying is that if you, let's say, I need to get a $10,000 a year raise or else I'm not going to be happy. That is kind of a negative expectation. You can try to manifest a $10,000 a year raise, but you shouldn't expect it. You shouldn't need it to be happy. So that when it does come, when you do manifest it, you're like, whoa, feels amazing. So, or let's put it this way: when that $5,000 a year raise comes, you say, "Wow, that's amazing." But if you're expecting a $10,000 a year raise, you're going to be woefully disappointed when that $5,000 comes. Just an example, just trying to show you how you can manage expectations and remove them if at all possible. All right, this card here represents the energy of the people around you in the month of July. Of course, there's going to be different individuals in your life with specific energies, but this card is representative of everyone in your life as a whole. We've got the Eight of Coins. I think a lot of people in your life are going to be busy with work, busy doing what they do. Maybe they won't have as much time for you as usual. Maybe their focus won't be there. Maybe, whenever we get involved in our work, and when I say work, I just mean the thing that we do all the time, our routines. When we get involved in our routines, we're kind of distant from other people. So if that's happening to you, then, don't judge. It's just that everyone's working from their own level of consciousness, and You may be having some of this problem yourself this month, so don't judge other people, but try to stay away from that, I think, a little bit. There's a lot of, not a lot, but the pentacle energy that I'm getting is coming in very strong. So I don't know if we need to be moving towards pentacle energy this upcoming month. I think we should be getting away from that a little bit. So maybe more of a focus on the emotions, maybe more of a focus on the actions, less focus on, money or jobs or whatever, You know. All right, so let's move on over to this card, which represents the biggest lesson my Scorpio friends are likely to learn in the month of July. And we've got death. You're not dying. Don't go to the doctor. What this card is saying is that dealing with change is going to be a lesson that we need to learn here. Like I said, it's an end of a cycle coming up, and at the beginning of the cycle, the next cycle, a lot of us seem to be confused. A lot of us seem to be like, well, where is this headed? I don't know what's going on. And that's just change doing its thing. I think that's a common feeling when change occurs. Change is occurring, Scorpio friends, in many of your lives, whether you realize it or not. And I do mean big changes. I'm seeing definitely with the World card in June and then moving towards the Seven of Cups. This is definitely an indication that we're going through a new phase, and this phase can be confusing. And I think that's going to be the lesson, is how do you deal with change? Do you rise to the occasion? Do you look at it with positivity and optimism? Or are you going to see change as something that's a burden, something to be fearful of? The choice is yours. The way you perceive things is 100% your choice. And I think that's going to be the lesson, is do I want to perceive change as positive or negative, basically? Or neutral. The choice is yours. All right, so now that we've seen all the cards, I can definitely say that change is on the horizon, Scorpio friends. And though it may seem confusing, fear not. There are some negative, I would describe them as negative feelings or actions that are going to come as a result of this change. Change is always difficult, but in retrospect, it was always beneficial. I would say that. So, look forward to it. Try to figure out what phase is coming next, but don't kill yourself over it. If you're not sure what phase is coming next, then, it's okay. It's okay not to know. It's an adventure, right? I would say hold on to doing things in alignment with the highest good. When we're fearful, like when change comes and we're fearful, we can tend to be a little bit more selfish and maybe buy into or allow negative energy to affect us. So if we're doing things in alignment with the highest good, we're going to combat that. Realize that your ego mind is causing limitation, is causing fear, is causing worry, and you're going to be your own worst enemy when it comes to getting in your way this upcoming month. So try to pinpoint those negative thoughts and turn them into positive ones. There is a positive side to every negative thought and vice versa. So if you find yourself dwelling on the negative, try to flip it around and see what the positive is. Every chance you get, anytime you think a negative thought, think, well, what is the positive of that? And try to focus on that. Expectation is only going to lead to disappointment. It sounds very Buddha, but it's true. Try to manage your expectations a little bit. I'm not saying don't reach for the stars, right? Still dream big, manifest big, but just be happy with whatever comes. Whatever comes. And don't be sad if exactly what you want, when you wanted it, didn't come. Because you're shooting yourself in the foot there. The people in your life may seem a little bit distant, a little bit busy this coming month. That's all right. They got their own things going on. Don't worry about it. I think you need to deal with some change. You got your own things to worry about, so focusing on others is not really what you need to be doing. I know I said focus on the highest good, but so don't worry about that so much. And your biggest lesson this month, Scorpio friends, is change. How do I deal with it? How do I perceive it? What am I doing with my life? And if you don't have all the answers, that's perfectly normal. That's what's supposed to happen. This is an adventure, like I said, so don't worry if you don't know what the next phase is bringing. No one knows. All right, so before we go, I asked the crystal reading cards what crystal or healing message the crystals have for us for this upcoming month in July. And we've got malachite. Oh, there's some right here. Healing. I just happen to have some malachite right here. Healing. Malachite's a heart stone. It's it's protective, but it's also expansive for the heart, and it's going to bring some heart healing to you. And I think that's what's required here. I think the ego mind possibly is a little bit too in the driver's seat, and we need to bring the heart into things. I'm not seeing a lot of cups here. I think we need to bring some heart into it. Malachite's going to help with that. It's going to help you with protection as well. It's going to steer you away from negative influences. So if you do have some malachite, I'd suggest working with it this month. I've just been it's on my table because I've been working with it recently. I just know. I just intuitively know that I need malachite, and now the card. I'm a Scorpio, by the way, in case you didn't know. So it's funny that this card is coming up because I've been working with malachite just intuitively. So this is reaffirmations for me that focusing on the heart. If you don't have malachite, rose quartz works, rhodonite works, kunzite works. Just heal that heart a little bit and realize that everything's okay, everything's going to be okay, and just enjoy the present moment as much as possible. And I think that kind of healing is what a lot of us Scorpios need at this time as we go through transition. Alright, Scorpio friends, that is the reading. I hope you got something out of that. Remember to leave some feedback in the comment section below whether or not you like the shuffling. I'm interested to know what you think about that. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, put those in the comment section below. And if you really enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the videos I release. You don't want to miss out, I don't think. Okay? Alright, Scorpio friends, change is on the horizon. I don't know what it is, but we're going to have some darkness to deal with in order to get into the light. So this is the month for healing. And just focus on doing what you need to do to move towards positive change. So I want to wish you love and light. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.